Nostradamus, a 16th-century French astrologer, physician, and seer, is famous for his book The Prophecies, which contains a collection of his predictions and prophecies for the future. He claimed that he received his prophecies through divine inspiration, and that they were meant to warn people of upcoming disasters and events. Despite the cryptic and symbolic language that he used in his prophecy, Nostradamus gained a following during his lifetime, treating patients during outbreaks of the plague and gaining favor with the French court. Nostradamus' predictions have been interpreted in a variety of ways. Some people believe that his prophecies accurately predicted major historical events, such as the French Revolution, the rise of Napoleon, and the World Wars. Others argue that his predictions are too vague to be useful and can be interpreted in many different ways. One of the most famous and debated prophecies of Nostradamus is his supposed prediction of the 9/11 terrorist attacks on the World Trade Center in New York City, which saw the collapse of the Twin Towers and the deaths of thousands of people. The interpretation of Nostradamus' predictions remains a matter of personal belief and perspective. While some people see him as a visionary and a prophet, others are skeptical of his claims and argue that his prophecies are simply a product of his own imagination. Here are 10 of Nostradamus' predictions. Number 1. The Great Fire of London in 1666. Nostradamus predicted the Great Fire of London in 1666, which destroyed much of the city and leaving thousands homeless. He wrote, "The blood of the just will be demanded of London," burnt by the fire in the year 66, which many believe predicted the Great Fire of London that occurred in 1666. Number 2. The French Revolution in 1789. Nostradamus predicted that a great revolution would take place in France, leading to the overthrow of the monarchy and the establishment of a republic. This prediction came true in 1789 with the French Revolution, which was marked by a period of intense political and social upheaval, culminating in the execution of King Louis XVI and the establishment of the First French Republic. Number 3. The rise of Napoleon Bonaparte in Europe. Nostradamus predicted that a Corsican soldier would rise to power and conquer much of Europe, which came true with the rise of Napoleon Bonaparte. He also wrote that this soldier would ultimately be defeated and exiled. Number 4. The assassination of U.S. President John F. Kennedy in 1963. The ancient task will be completed. Some people interpret this as a reference to Kennedy's mission to put a man on the moon, while others believe it refers to his assassination, which was seen as an act that fulfilled an ancient prophecy. Number 5. The rise of Adolf Hitler and the outbreak of World War II. Nostradamus predicted the rise of Adolf Hitler and the outbreak of World War II with his reference to Hister and beasts ferocious with hunger will cross the rivers. Many believe that the reference to Hister was a mistranslation of Hitler. Number 6. The dropping of atomic bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki in 1945. One of Nostradamus' predictions was the dropping of atomic bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki in 1945. He described it as the two cities destroyed by the heat of the sun. The Allied forces will fall. This prediction closely matches the actual events of the atomic bombings, which were carried out by the United States during World War II. The bombs caused unprecedented destruction and loss of life, and marked the first and only use of nuclear weapons in warfare. The bombings ultimately led to Japan's surrender and the end of the war. Number 7. The fall of the Soviet Union in the 1990s. Nostradamus predicted that the Soviet Union, which was then a superpower, would collapse in the 1990s. He saw a powerful nation slowly losing power, which would eventually lead to its downfall. This prediction was fulfilled when the Soviet Union dissolved in 1991, marking the end of the Cold War and the beginning of a new era in world history. Number 8. The September 11th terrorist attacks in 2001. In the city of God there will be a great thunder, two brothers torn apart by chaos. While the fortress endures, the great leader will succumb, and the sky will burn at 45 degrees. Fire approaches the great new city. Immediately a huge, scattered flame leaps up. Number 9. The election of Barack Obama as the first African-American president of the United States in 2008. Nostradamus did not make a direct prediction about Barack Obama's election. However, he did write several quatrains that some people believe may have predicted the rise of a leader with African heritage. From the enslaved populace, songs, chants, and demands, while princes and lords are held captive in prison. These will in the future by headless idiots be received as divine prayers. While there is debate over whether this quatrain specifically references Obama, some believe it may be a veiled reference to his election as the first black president of the United States. Number 10. The COVID-19 pandemic. Some people claim that his writings contain references to a plague or great pestilence that could be interpreted as a prediction of the pandemic. However, these claims are highly debated and controversial. Regardless, the COVID-19 pandemic has had a significant impact on the world, leading to widespread illness, death, and economic disruption. It's worth noting, however, that these interpretations are highly speculative and not widely accepted by scholars. Nostradamus's writings are often vague and open to interpretation, and it's difficult to say with any certainty whether they were intended as prophecies of specific events. Despite the controversy surrounding his work, Nostradamus remains a popular figure in popular culture, and his work continues to be studied and debated by scholars and enthusiasts alike. His name has become synonymous with prophecy and prediction, and his influence on history is notable. Overall, Nostradamus' impact on history and popular culture is significant, and his work remains a subject of fascination and debate to this day.